My name is Stephanie Frisbee. My brother and I, his name is Chris Morgan, we own Hopeful Acre Farm in China Grove, North Carolina. We're a North Carolina century farm. He and I are the 5th generation to farm our family's farm. He raises Charolais beef cattle, hay, straw, corn, wheat, soybeans, and I raise cut flowers. We own a little over 100 acres and lease an additional 600, so we're farming right at 700 acres. In 2016, I wanted to add a new crop to the farm, so that's when I added cut flowers. I was really limited by my ability to grow because I was limited to whenever I had the first frost and the last frost, so I was looking for some options for season extension. I started out with some low tunnels, which worked, but it's a lot of work. I was only able to produce a certain amount, and so I was really interested in getting a high tunnel. So someone told me about the program with NRCS, so I contacted our local office here in Salisbury and asked them if they could give me more information. They actually came out, did a site assessment, and they were interested in where we're standing right now. And I didn't want to give up that much space because this is my main annual field that I'm standing in front of right now, and I just really didn't feel like I had the space to give. And so one of their criteria is to be eligible, it has to be placed on a parcel of land or property that is currently in production. So we did have a space right across the road. I was interested in like a 30 by 60, so they said, well, let's go look at that site. And because I had grown my flowering cabbages there the season before, it did qualify. So we were able to fill out the paperwork. I was considered a first-time farmer because I had just started doing it, and also I was a female, so that helped a little bit in the ranking. I've been able to grow. This was my 3rd season that I finished for cool season. I plant my flowers in there around September, and I start harvesting around February, but they would really give me my flowers for Mother's Day. And if I did not have my high tunnel, I would not be able to produce and sell all the flowers that I grow and sell in the beginning season. After I applied with NRCS and found that I had gotten the grant, they gave me a list of people that they recommended to actually build the high tunnel. So I was able to contact some of the builders and found the one that I used out of Virginia. And when I got the grant, it was early spring and they were on a backlog to build them. So it took to the end of August, so I was a little nervous I wasn't going to get it in time for my fall growing season. But I got it finished just in time. And it was a complete construction where they constructed it. I did opt to add a few different things. I do have the exhaust fan in the back. I have a louvered exhaust in the front. I have 2 fans that I had mounted blowing in opposite directions. They help grab the heat, pull it down, and then it's able to go out the sides or either be pulled out the exhaust. As well as I also opted to put in a heating unit. 2 of the criteria that they have for having a high tunnel is, 1, you have to grow in the ground. You can grow in plastic, you can grow in landscape fabric, but it has to be in the ground. And the second is it cannot be heated. And so I didn't want the heat in order to grow, I wanted the heat in order to protect the high tunnel if there was ice, if there was snow. So it was merely a way of being able to slough off that. So they were able to get me permission to install that. It was something that I had to pay for myself. But I will say it has definitely been worth it because we've had several occasions where if it had not been for that, we may have actually lost our high tunnel because it would have collapsed. So I really consider myself lucky that I was able to get the cost share grant through NRCS. 1, I knew very little about a high tunnel prior to contacting them. The person that came out not only walked me through the process in every way, but helped me to find the perfect location, helped talk to me about the conditions for growing, really helped explain a lot of that. But more importantly, if I had not received that cost share, that would have been an expense that would have been prohibitive for my farm to get. So for anyone that is interested, you have nothing to lose. If you want to just get a high tunnel that doesn't have the heat amendment, doesn't have a roll-up door, you could actually probably get the high tunnel completely paid for with very little that you have to pay for. But because I did add on some, I had to pay the difference of those. But it was well worth it. Their expertise, Their friendliness, their willing to help you just really has made all the difference. And I would encourage anybody that's interested to just go for it, because you really don't have anything to lose, and it's a lot easier than you think that it might be.